Day 76, verses 33 to 35, Learning to See Clearly. Namaste and welcome to Gita 360. Previously, Krishna explained that many different forms of yajna can help purify the mind and support spiritual growth. Today, verses 33 to 35 take the discussion a step further and say that it is good to do physical acts of devotion. But if these are not performed with knowledge, they remain mere physical activities. O chastiser of the enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O Parth, all sacrifices of work culminate in divine knowledge. Over the last few days, the Gita described a vast spectrum of practices ranging from the charity of wealth to physical disciplines like breath control and dietary moderation. This verse puts them into perspective, stating that cultivating inner wisdom and self-awareness is the highest form of offering a human being can make. The Gita explains that all actions ultimately culminate in knowledge. Every experience, every responsibility, every success, every failure, and every discipline has the potential to teach us something about ourselves and about life. The purpose of spiritual practice is not merely to perform actions. It is to develop the wisdom that those actions are meant to cultivate. Learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him with reverence and render service unto him. The enlightened souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Krishna then explains how such knowledge is acquired. He advises Arjuna to approach those who have realized the truth with three qualities: humility, sincere inquiry, and service. He says, learn from them by bowing with humility, asking sincere questions, and rendering service. Those wise souls who have directly realized the truth will initiate you into that knowledge. These three qualities are important because knowledge is not transferred in the same way that information is transferred. Facts can be memorized. Wisdom requires transformation. Humility allows us to recognize that there may be things we do not yet understand. Inquiry keeps us engaged and prevents blind acceptance. Service develops respect, discipline, and openness. The Gita presents learning as an active relationship rather than a passive process. It is reminding us that true understanding grows through observation, reflection, questioning, and lived experience. Having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, O Arjuna, you will never fall again into such illusion, for by this knowledge you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, that they are mine. The Gita now describes the profound shift that occurs when one gains such knowledge. It says that once this understanding is attained, a person no longer falls into the same existential doubt and delusion that once troubled them. They begin to see all beings within themselves and themselves within the divine. Moreover, this knowledge also changes how we look at the world around us. Instead of seeing a fragmented universe of us and them, we begin to recognize a shared essence running through everyone. We see others as extensions of our own self, connected with the divine. We live in an age overflowing with information. Answers are available instantly. We can search for advice, facts, opinions, and explanations within seconds. Yet, despite having access to more information than any generation before us, many people still feel uncertain, overwhelmed, and confused. Perhaps this is because information and wisdom are not the same thing. Information tells us what something is. Wisdom helps us understand what it means. A person can read countless books about relationships and still struggle to communicate with the people they love. Someone can study leadership for years and still find it difficult to understand themselves. Facts alone do not necessarily change how we live. This is why the Gita places such importance on knowledge. It is not speaking about collecting information or winning arguments. It is speaking about the kind of understanding that changes the way we see ourselves, other people, and the world around us. Such understanding often requires humility. It asks us to admit that we do not have all the answers. It asks us to remain curious rather than defensive. It asks us to keep learning irrespective of whether we are successful, unsuccessful, experienced, or novices. The people who continue growing throughout life are rarely the ones who believe they already know everything. They are usually the ones who remain willing to question, learn, listen, and reflect. Perhaps this is why the Gita places knowledge above all other sacrifices. Because just as darkness can never overpower the sun, illusion can never overcome the soul that has once attained enlightenment. Thought of the day. Knowledge is not measured by how much we know. It is measured by how deeply what we know changes the way we live. Pause for a moment today and reflect. Am I collecting information or am I cultivating understanding? Thank you for joining me on Gita 360. May we remain humble enough to keep learning, curious enough to keep questioning, and open enough to let wisdom transform the way we live.